Hey everyone, IvyLeeGaming here, and today we're playing Higan Eruthyll. For today's video, I'm gonna go ahead and give a bunch of beginner tips that I picked up while playing during the soft launch that are still going to apply during this global release. We're going to start off by saying right away, when it comes to joining a server, do not join Vanguard. That's my tip number one. Do not join Vanguard. They are encouraging everybody to leave it because they are offering top-up bonuses. If people spent while being on the Vanguard server during soft launch, they're going to get more than their money back if they open an account on a new server. So they're really encouraging people not to stay. Plus, it's flooded with people that have played a long time. So I do expect the Vanguard server to eventually become a ghost town. So I'm going to be playing on the North America server, but for now, we're going to go on my soft launch account to take a look at things that you probably can't quite see yet. Let's take a look at the packs because, well, this popped up. So I feel like this is pretty good. You can't go wrong with $1 for a trip or an SSR character, and with some free resource, not free, but resources. Let's see, we got Amity boost, a baby amount of dubs, a little bit of credits, and that's not that great, but $1 for a character, I say do it if you're gonna be low spend, but these, oh my god, do not buy these. These packs are terrible. Okay, this one's better, but not great. So earlier there was a limited time bundle of something where they were trying to sell like one of these for $10 or something insane. Be careful with these packs, guys. They're making them feel fancy and limited time. But this is not good value. I am sorry. Don't buy these terrible packs. Energy gets blown. 100 ether gets blown in like 3 battles in a dungeon. So what are you gonna do with that? Okay, 4 or 5 maybe on some of them. But energy is an issue in this game, and I would not recommend spending such an amount unless it came with a lot of other stuff. I mean, energy is the issue in this game, and that's going to be a big topic. But all right, let's take a look at currency besides spending. So there are these 2 different types of dubs. The standard dubs are the ones that we're going to use in general for stuff, for summoning and whatnot. That's the one with the lock next to it. The ones without the lock are ones you can only get as paid currency. So there are 2 types of premium currency in this game. The standard premium currency, like you would know, is diamonds or gems, and there's a paid only currency as well. Don't be confused by this, which I hate that they have these together. So like you're like, oh, I have 1.7k of, no you don't, you have 1.6k of something for summoning. So just make sure when you go in to do your summons, like with your wishes, if you're gonna go ahead and summon on a banner and you want to use your dubs to do that, make sure you actually have the right amount, because what you see at the top of the total is not actually the right amount, and it does use the ones with the lock, not the ones without the lock. The ones without the lock are for some premium things like skins and stuff, which we could see, or some other stuff in the shop. So let me quickly show you that. Where the hell's our shop? Alright, outfits, you can see, take that special currency. You might be like, oh, it's 2,000. I have 2,000 of those. You probably have 2,000 with the lock. So you really do have to buy the premium currency. We do get a little bit in the beginning that comes free, because like I said, I've never spent on my I've never spent on the soft launch server because I couldn't. Literally, I didn't have the option. So that's just something to be aware of. This can be very confusing, but the ones without the lock are money. That's what you spend. If you buy bundles, it typically comes with that. And also, don't get confused by these bundles that show up here. You might be like, oh, but if I spend 60 of those things, I get 60 back. It's free, right? No, because you're spending your premium stuff here. So I personally would just hold on to this unless there's something actually worth spending those special things on. Or if you think you might end up spending in the future overall, you might want to hold on to it so you have enough to buy a skin of someone you really like. That's what I would probably do. But pay close attention to the different currencies. Next, I want to show you guys the adventure idol rewards. You'll notice when I came into my game, I have some red dots, right? So like, okay, Outland, it really wants me to go and do my mesmerizing labyrinth, which oh God, they got rid of, I swear I had a whole bunch of these. Did they get rid of them? They expire now? Do they expire now? I had a whole bunch of these stacked up. Oh God. Anyway, I was letting these stack up because I did not have, I couldn't beat the easiest, this one, even though the one behind me here, even though my team was good. But anyway, all right, anyway, they have red dots on some things that they try to make you do. You do not have to do that at a certain time, just before they expire, I guess, so you don't waste it. But adventure does not give you a red dot, but it should. 100%. I'm just sitting here on my idol reward. This has an idol RPG aspect with just the basic credit. You can just, but it doesn't tell you when it's full. Even there, you wouldn't have barely noticed it's full. There was no red dot. You're just like, okay, I'm gonna go do stuff. Let's go into the real world. Let's go into Fantasyland. Let's go do the stuff and the things. Oh shit, it's glowing. You barely notice it. So that's just one thing I would say. Always, always come in. And it's always glowing, even if there's only 8. The start of your day, the end of your day, before you start, before you end, go in, collect whatever you can so this can start gathering. This is going to get better the further you get into your adventure, your campaign, but make sure you're always collecting this or else you could be losing a lot of resources because it doesn't remind you to collect it. Speaking of things that they don't really point out very well, there's this tiny little pink arrow here. Now this is not, it's never got a red dot next to it, it's never glowing, but if you click it, sometimes you're gonna come in here and be like, oh shit, I have all this experience to collect. Sometimes they're gonna encourage you to do some rewards here to get more experience done here. But this is from spending Ether energy in this game, you get more and more experience added, which helps to improve your troop level. And you don't even notice when you have these bonuses down here because there's never a red dot and this is never glowing. You barely even notice that you need to click this thing. You'd be like, oh, okay, it's my troop level. Oh, shoot. Okay, that's actually a thing. Like you might not really realize that you need to click this to actually see that there's bonus rewards. So often I would just forget about it for a couple days and then collect a whole bunch at once. And it's just another thing that's easy to miss. On the subject still of a lack of red dots, which is usually a good thing. I mean, I swear, we don't need a red dot on this, but we do need a red dot on Arena. I didn't even notice I unlocked Arena in this game. When did I unlock this Director's Showdown? I had no idea. I could have had it open for days, and one day I just realized it was there. Not kidding, not kidding. I don't even know what day I actually unlocked this. I'm sure I'll see, because it'll probably say, like, you can't unlock it until you reach a certain stage in campaign. But there's no red dots here to remind you to do Arena. And when it comes to doing your dailies, you don't, not that one, you don't actually have to do Arena to complete your dailies to get all the rewards. Director Showdown one time is here, but you can complete some of them, not all of them, to get your dailies done. So it's just one of those things I just kept forgetting to do all the time because it didn't have any sort of reminder or whatnot for the daily like some of the other red dots do. Something to think about as well. Sometimes I like red dots when it makes you remember to do all the basic dailies and use your currency every day. And yeah, it doesn't remind you to do it. So think of that one too. And going into your battle here, I do want to point out that there's different ways you can interact with the battle. It will tell you to swipe. Like if you have things on not on auto and you're manually doing it, it'll tell you to swipe up. See, when you swipe up, you can drag and direct where it's going. but you don't have to. You can just double click and it will do it where it thinks it needs to go. Kind of like similar how the AI would work. I mean, in certain cases, you might very specifically want to target someone. See, like with Eluia, there might be one person I want to take out first. But other than that, if you're not worried about taking a specific champion out first, you can just double click to do that. And you can double click to do an ultimate as well. You don't have to slide and select someone. I think it's just going to do whatever the AI would have done on full auto. When it comes to your settings, you're going to want to go into the little wheel, go to settings and turn up your settings for high frames per second and very high graphics. It does default at a lower level when you get started. Also, when you've selected your character back here, make sure you tap her a whole bunch of times every day. That plus, we're actually building up our affection. Only so many times, but yeah, you want to do that every day as well. The final thing I'll talk about for today's video is the wish pity. So you're going to see that we have colors for the pity system. Normally it's this typical regular character Stardust, right? This purple one. This pity will transfer over to any other banner that has the purple Stardust, which right now there's only one, so it is what it is. Same thing is true with the plays. You see this blue, oop, there's only one right now too. If there's multiple plays, you could see that this blue pity from Inspiration Stardust could transfer over as well. But, and it does say that, right? I think this... after this wish is over, the associated exchange list will be disabled. So it can be used to redeem rewards here, but this list is gone. But you don't lose this currency. But there is one you do lose, so be mindful that, like the special event that's coming for the Burning Flame one, where we're going to have some banners that have a special currency that kind of look like, not this, but the purple exchange that we're going to get for starting off. There's one as well, the sigils that you can summon for the Burning Flame event, and that one is going to give you summons as well, but those summons that will show up orange here do not transfer to a future banner. If you actually click it and read it, it does say that it doesn't. It actually says it, which I didn't notice at first. I remember being like, oh crap, what the hell? But keep in mind that while the purple transfers from banner to banner, the orange does not. And you can see that description when that first happens during our global launch, when that event actually pops. But that's all for now, guys. I hope this was helpful for a few tips. I'll try to do more in the future as I come across some stuff to note that could help people during their starts for the global launch. I will be starting fresh as well. It'll be fun to start over and actually be able to spend. I like to low spend. I'll probably buy the $1 pack, but I don't know that I'm going to spend much more than that unless this game gets a little more generous. We'll see. But all right, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.